it ironic that in research facilities across the U.S., they're legally allowed to use animals for lab testing, including dogs like my little Gracie or cats like your little Fluffy? I mean, it's really ugly. The Animal Legal Defense Fund that follows this stuff says on their website, quote, "Instances of animal cruelty in laboratory testing are prolific and commonplace. Animals in labs are routinely mutilated and subjected to physical and psychological torment every day of their lives," end quote. They're talking about millions of animals, and our government allows this. Yet, if you and I look into using cannabis medicine to treat our animals, we could be cited, arrested, locked up even, and the vet could well have his license yanked for recommending cannabis products, for doing something that could well make our pets feel better. It's insane. It's this whole upside down sensibility, which, as you know, is very much the hallmark of cannabis use today. But I want to talk specifically about using cannabis medicine for your animal. Bottom line, wherever you live, even if it's in a state that has legal medical marijuana, you are on your own if you were thinking of dosing your animal with cannabis. And until the federal government steps up to decriminalize cannabis, veterinarians practicing medicine at the pleasure of the Drug Enforcement Agency, that's the dreaded DEA, they'll mostly stay gagged on this issue as well. Of course, having said that, there's a whole subculture of folks out there on the internet exchanging advice and experiences around using different cannabis components for their pets' aches and pains, inflammation, leukemia, and other cancers, skin upset, and anxiety. One of these citizen resources is boards.cannabis.com. Call it the wisdom of the commons. It's regular people talking about what worked for them. And of course, if we're looking for advice here, we need to remember that it's not professional advice. At the same time, there are business people out there tiptoeing into cannabis products for pets. For instance, Canna-Companion, run by veterinarians in Washington State, is selling low THC cannabis supplements that's without the component that gets you high. One of the owners of Canna-Companion, Seattle vet Sarah Brandon, said in an interview, quote, "We've had 100% positive reaction. We're seeing cats and dogs experiencing discomfort, walking, or even moving around significantly improve," end quote. Another company with low THC supplements you can order from, Canna-Pet, has teamed up with a publicly traded company to sell nationally. You know, there's many little companies springing up, particularly in California, but they only sell in that state. Entrepreneurs are treading lightly as the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, has already sent warning letters to some businesses calling their products an unapproved new animal drug. In the meantime, I think it's safe to say that there are countless desperate pet owners looking at cannabis as a natural medicine for their animals. And unfortunately, to have a full-blown selection of cannabis medicines, we're going to have to wait for our lawmakers to catch up with our society's open-armed acceptance of this plant. And until then, we as citizens are on our own. I'm Becca Williams. I'd love to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts, and while you're at it, please subscribe.